This is my first book by an Indigenous Australian author named Ngugi Garimara. This is the story of her mother. The story takes place in 1931 in Western Australia. Her mother, Molly, her half-sister Daisy, and their cousin Gracie were all taken from their families by the Australian government and sent to a re-education school because these girls were what they called half-castes, meaning their mothers were Aborigine and their fathers were white men. These re-education schools, as we all know now, was basically a program designed to eliminate the Aborigine people, culture, language. That is exactly what happened to these girls. They were taken from their families with nobody's consent. They all lived around this area right here called Jigalong, and they were taken up to the northern coast by car, put on a boat, and they traveled all the way down the western side until they landed in Perth. Right outside of Perth is the Moore River Native Settlement. The very next morning, Molly decides to go home. She's like, we're not staying here, we're going home. And the other two girls are sort of like, what are you talking about? We just arrived here. Yes, this place is awful. Also, we don't know where we are. But Molly had been paying attention the entire time that they traveled. Obviously, because of her Aborigine background and her family, figured out that they had somehow traveled south. She told the girls that they just needed to find the rabbit-proof fence, needed to follow it north. That's where their families would be waiting. Rabbit-proof fence is this massive fence that the Australian government had built, and it starts all the way from the top of the coast and cuts all the way through to the bottom. And the only reason why Molly even knew about this was because her father had been hired by the government to help manage and maintain a portion of this fence, and he told her everything that he knew about it. For the next 9 weeks, had no shoes, relied on their knowledge on the Australian outback, on how to survive, and also on the kindness of strangers. They evaded trackers, they hid from a plane, and they evaded the authorities. I believe to this day it is the longest recorded trek on foot in Australian history. As far as the writing of the book goes, it wasn't my favorite. I found it to be really informational and informative. I wouldn't say it was the best piece of writing that I had ever read, but it's a story that I'm really glad I know of now, and it wouldn't have been possible, I don't think, if Garimara had not decided to write about it. So yeah, this is my book from Australia.